Peter Obi's entry into the 2023 presidential race continues to generate political ripples. Initially a presidential aspirant on the platform of the PDP, Obi left the party after the primaries and joined the relatively unknown Labour Party, where he secured the presidential ticket. His candidacy quickly gained momentum, especially among young Nigerians and voters from his Igbo ethnic group. Their strong support helped him pull off a surprise victory in Lagos during the presidential election. Obi's loyal base of supporters, known as the Obedience, became a major force in the campaign trail and on social media. I am Eshomomo Imodu. This is Fireworks. We put them under check. Joining the conversation is the national coordinator of the Obedience Movement, talking about Dr. Tanko Yunusa. Comrade, nice to have you on my turf today.
Thank you very much. Nice to be with you today.
All right. Yeah, Tanko Yunusa, let's start this way. I remember you were a presidential candidate under the platform of the National Conscience Party.
Correct, 2019.
And later on, you were the national chairman of IPAC, Inter-Party Advisory Council. Tell us.
2014, 2015.
How was it? 2014?
2014, 2015.
And now you are the national coordinator of the Obedience. You're no longer running?
And not for now. Maybe in the nearest future, but not for now.
So why did you change your strategy, supporting another candidate instead of you to present yourself?
Sometime in 2019, after the presidential election, I realized that the country is fragmented around north and south, and then I believe that for equity and fairness, the South have to have its own turn to really lead this country. There's this assertion, wrongly or so, that the North dominates and decide who becomes the president of the Federal Republic.
It's rightly.
Yes.
They have the population.
Yes, because it's a continuous debate and all of that. So in the name of the population, but yes, the North also understand that for the unity of this country, decide at a point in time to say, look, the South should also have a fair share of leading this particular country. Though unconstitutional, but that has been put in the place. So I believe that at a point in time when the North has already served its 8 years tenure, it is the turn of the South. So I was a proponent of a Southern president even long before
that general adoption of the Southern president.
I was a proponent. In fact, not only that, I even promoted the candidate of Martins Onovo, who is from Enugu State, as a national chairman, and was a candidate of the NCP.
Okay, now let's come to this. You're talking about time for the South. We have an incumbent president now who's from the South, and just recently, some elites gathered in Kaduna in the North, and they were kind of saying that, look, some are pushing forward an agenda that it's time for the North. You're from Kano State, I guess.
Yes, I am from Kano State.
So were you part of that meeting? Were you consulted? And what's your own view about it?
No, because probably there's this particular assertion that some higher quarters believe I'm a proponent of a Southern president. Maybe they have an agenda which they want to promote, which I don't believe in. And probably some are even doubting my paternity. And I really don't mind, because my father, his name is Madan Labaran Yunusa, is a Meangua in Idiaraba. You can fact check me. Even the present Seriki of Idiaraba is my own colleague. We went to the school together. His name is Idi. My mother's name is Aisha Labaran Yunusa. She's from Ajudawa.
That's in Kano State.
In Kano State. Both of them are from Kano State.
So you're a Bolafide's son of
I'm not
Kano
even
State.
fragmented at all. Probably knowing I have a futuristic instinct for politics, I ensure my documentation also reflect that. I have my scholarship being sponsored by Kano State from my ND level to my HND level. I have my certificate. So I'm a full Hausa man, a proud one as at that. Okay, and we have plenty of us in Idiaraba like that.
Let's come to this politics proper. A full Hausa man. How did you come about supporting an Igbo candidate?
Good.
Who is running for presidency?
Good.
No, not trying to represent the Igbo people.
Good.
Trying to represent Nigeria.
Exactly.
How come? How did you get into this platform?
Peter Obi does not represent an ethnic differentiation. Though he's from Anambra State, you cannot deny him of where he comes from. And he does not replicate tribal or religious sentiment. I was looking for a candidate who has the capacity, character, and compassion that can lead this country, at the same time serve my purpose, which is unifying the country. You will agree with me at a point in time, the issue of the Biafran war and all has created a lot of trust deficit. And I was looking for somebody who had that particular capacity to show unifying credibility. And I found one in Peter Obi.
Before we come to the Labour Party candidacy of Mr. Peter Obi, let's look at when he was in the PDP. He was going to run as a presidential candidate.
Yes.
And along the line, I think even before the primaries, he moved out when he realized that the odds were against him. So it was just about, I must be the presidential candidate. So if I'm not picked, then I won't support anybody. I will move out.
No, it's about the processes of how other people become. Remember, he was a vice presidential candidate of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. But within the party formation, there was insinuation of changes of vice president or no vice president before Okowa was brought in and all. So his own position was actually just a position. Then he now looked at him incredibly and said, I even have the quality to run this country. I have even better than some of the people who are running. So he decided to run on his own. And then he made a lot of consultation. I was one of the people that watched him doing consultation and all. Another time, he was not my candidate. He was not. We were not even in the same discussion at all. But when I was IPAC chairman, you know, I visited him. I was IPAC chairman, and I visited him, and I noticed this particular quality of his. He has only 4 tables. He doesn't spend from this particular security vote. He nicked all the local government road. But I visited this. I saw them myself. So it's not as if maybe it's his rhetorics and his messages that convinced me. It's what I saw that convinced me that he is the right candidate. All the local government were electrified. There was no issue of armed robbery and all within that particular state. Within a short period of time, was able to transform the educational fortune of the younger ones from 26 to #1. And he was able to leave a lot of money into the government. So these are qualities.
Yeah, qualities, nice qualities, no doubt.
I find it difficult to get in any candidate of Nigeria.
Nice qualities, but yes, also becoming the president of Nigeria needs a lot of bridge building. And some people say Mr. Peter Obi has not been too good in building bridges. Take for instance, between 2023 and now. He goes around visiting, but you've not seen him networking with some political figures that matters in Nigeria. And an individual cannot just win a presidential race. Now you now have the obedient movement that you are heading. And the obedient movement, people say they are too they are structured in the way they feel that, look, no other person is okay except they. That is the mentality.
That is not true. And
that is the perception your people are presenting.
Perception can be wrong, and it can also lead you to a very
perception can also be right.
Perception, no, it can. When I say it can be wrong, you agree with me. It can be wrong.
And it can also be right.
In politics, you look at my hand. What you are saying is black. I am saying it looking at probably fainted brown or so. By the time you look at it, you find out that it's only my hand. So you can give it a differentiation, and I can give you a definite definition. So, but it's still my hand. So when they perceive, and when they don't know the man truly, they can perceive him wrongly. But here is the true situation. A Peter Obi is a gentleman who believes that Nigeria should be better than the way it is. And is ready to meet with a lot of people. And he started meeting with them. First of all, the most hurting people in Nigeria are the low-trodden. Those who are not giving and who are not being considered. So he reached out to them. They didn't believe that they said he even destroyed mosques. And he brought people in Anambra, come and see the mosque I built. A mosque was built in Onitsha, Central Market, which cannot be obtainable in Kano or somewhere in the Central Market. In Kano, you have a church. It is there in South, in Onitsha. And he was part of the people who built it. So when you talk about accommodation of religion, he has shown that particular. So when he reached out to them, he joined in building the economic well-being of some of the northern youth, which have not been done either by a northerner in the southern part of the country. In terms of issue of religion, he was also in a mosque, eating and drinking. I know some of our people have been able to midwife themselves being in church. I have been in churches severally. And I remember
the nature of politicians.
Yes, I know some. I have sung in the choir.
And of recent, we've even seen Mr. Peter be serving food.
Exactly, and this is his nature.
But people say, is that how to win the presidency?
No, because what I'm trying to, what he's
you
trying to
go around serving food, you go around visiting mosques. Is that about how to win the presidency? Of course it is, because number one, you need to show love to the people. What you saw in sharing food in, I was there. I even asked questions. I said, what is Oga doing? And they told me that no, at this point in the church, what we are doing is that the poor is being served by the rich. The poor is being served by the rich. He's not giving alms, so he's not giving sadaqah. No. He is serving them. Does the principal believe in coalition? Of course he does. Does it belong to this political coalition? Of course he believes in it. And he said I mean the ADC coalition. Yes, he said part of the ADC coalition. He's part of the ADC coalition. Is he part of the Labour Party? He is a Labour Party card-carrying member. So how can he belong to two? Labour Party is a political party. ADC is a political party. How can you? You now see me smiling at you. What it simply means is this. He did not carry a card, he's not a card-carrying member of a political party apart from the Labour Party. Card-carrying. And a coalition is a conglomerate of individuals who believe that they want to work together to save Nigeria from the quagmire. Under the platform of a political party. That is when recently the political party has already been unveiled. So I'm asking now, where is the position of Mr. Peter Obi in this equation? Mr. Peter Obi is a member of the Labour Party. Is he going to run for the presidential race on the platform of the Labour Party or the ADC? In 2027, he's going to declare where he's going to run. He made mention of as at now, he is a member. Is it sufficient to say he's undecided or he seems confused where to go, whether to go to the left or to go to the right? At the moment now, Mr. Peter Obi is being sorted for by 7 to 8 political parties. Do you say that he's confused? The point is here. The man is being the most popular candidate in the country at the moment. So I remember also the PDP are asking him to come back. That is to tell you so. Would you now say that he belongs to PDP? No. So he actually was out from that place also. So he's starting from the place that might be a good place for him to also pitch his tent. Well, if it's the best choice that all of them can coalesce, all of these political parties, remember, can end up joining the coalition. Do you know that? Because if you have an agreement on a candidate that you believe in, those political parties who believe in it can say, okay, since this is Peter Obi that we want, all of us can work together under the coalition. Then at that point, they can also decide this is the best vehicle that can lead us to that particular winning. Now let's ask this. Do you think your principal, if he is not picked in a primary, he will submit and work with whoever emerges? Do you think it's about, if it is not me, it can never be any other person? He has never said so. I always make sure that he said it to everybody that I am not desperate to become the president. That is just talk. But then at the same time, he has also said that by so doing, I just want to see Nigeria work. And we as Obedient and many Nigerians are saying, you are the man. So some people say, why would Mr. Peter Obi not support Atiku Abubakar? We feel at this particular point in time, we have tested the old personalities and they have failed us woefully. We are looking for people who have energy, who have consistency in what they are saying, who have already connected with those who have neglected for a long period of time the Nigerian youth. And the Nigerian youth are saying, indifferent of their differences of religion and tribal sentiment, this is the man they feel is going to be the right person to lead us. And they are going there. And to answer your question the other time you said about meeting the elites and all of that, Peter Obi has meeting with quite a You're welcome back now. If you're just joining us, I've been speaking with Mr. Tanko Yunusa. He is the national coordinator of the Obedience Movement. Now, comrade, we left off talking about the journey ahead of 2027. Now, there is a Southerner as the sitting president today. Yeah. If Mr. Peter Obi believes so well in the town of the South, why is it difficult for him to join force with the government of the day? Fantastic. If the government of the day has performed above par, it couldn't have been calling for reinstatement in just 2 years of his tenure. No, he started moving out even before the government of the day spent 6 months. Because he was consulting, which means he never even gave the government an opportunity to because perform. Right from the beginning, he questioned the credibility of the present government, right from the beginning. And so he did not stop. And government that won popular votes, Nigerians voted somebody in, and you are questioning the credibility?
we started questioning the credibility of even the contestants right even before the elections. And we're looking for government who represent the interests of the people.
And we went ahead.
We went ahead to question even the credibility of the announcement of the results of the elections. And we said it from day one, because there were two elections that took place on that day. The two elections that took place on that day were that of the Federal House of Representatives and the Senate, and that of the presidency. On that day, the result and the voting took place on the same day, and the election result was simultaneously being released only for the Federal House of Representatives and Senate, and that of the president had glitches. So from day one, we had issues with it.
People believe in the past, in the courts.
Yes.
Did the case go to the courts?
Of course it went to the court.
Did the court rule in favor of the sitting president?
And they ruled in favor of the present government.
But if the court had ruled in support of your candidates, you believe in the court?
If we were positioned rightly.
But because the court ruled in support of this president, you disagree with the court?
Remember, the opposition too will have had opportunity to question our integrity.
Before after the election, a true Democrat believes in the rule of law. And whether the ruling of the court is in your favor or not, you submit to it. But in your own case, because it was against your own candidate, you felt the court did not do justice. Is that not?
No. What we did was that we went ahead as an opposition to continue to put the government in check on a continuous basis. And that is the function of democracy. The function of democracy does not mean that probably you are being proposed or you won by the court or not. You will continue to challenge that particular rule for the prospect of providing good governance for the people. And interestingly for us, these particular governors have not performed above par. And so it makes it easier for us to continue to check.
That is your own assessment.
Of course, and that is the work of a Democrat. That's the work of a Democrat and an opposition to continue to do that. Most of the Democrats that keeps quiet does not show that they are actually active.
Let me pick one or two things now. It is during this tenure of this government that Nigerians now have a refinery in this country. We never had it before. And you said the government has not performed. Imagine if we never had a refinery, what would have happened to the system?
What happened to the existing one that was we promised that they are supposed to be working?
It was not about this government.
It was here. No. That even makes it easy for the government. If it's not about them, it's the solution is for them. If they have found solution to them, they will have been better off. People will have hailed them the more. If they cannot solve the problem and make life harder and putting people in hunger, is that the option? No. So the idea is that you bring the prices down for the comfort of your people. And this government is not doing that, but full of lies and deceit.
So
and that is the reason why people will continue to challenge that particular position.
If Peter Obi were to be given the ticket to be the president,
yes.
Will he spend public funds in building government refineries, or will he create an enabling environment for private refineries?
Both will be done. Both will be done because the target is to make sure...
in the space of how many months, how many years will he do that?
Look, did you hear about modular refineries that work within how many months? Did you know that? When you build a modular refinery, it gives a challenge. Just like what you have your MTN and Airtel and all of that.
Okay, let me quickly take you back to politics.
Yes.
At the last count, we have about 23 governors on the platform of the APC. It's becoming increasingly difficult. This government is enjoying endorsement from people who believe that the government is working. And you know, governance, when you have state governors endorsed, it's like the people of the state endorsed. There was a time it was PDP that had about 27 or 20-something states when they were in charge. Now the APC had these. So 2027 is becoming increasingly difficult to defeat the incumbent going solo. But people have said that your principal does not want a coalition, he wants to go solo. Does he have the capacity?
And that is the reason why
does he have this capacity
that's what
to
I told you, that nobody,
the incumbent president?
Mr. Peter Obi have never endorsed the idea of a solo. In fact, he came out and said that I'm in this particular coalition because I believe together the better and the merrier.
But he's not in a coalition. You can't be in Labour and say you're in a coalition.
No, I just told you. He made his point clear even before the coalition that I am going to join you for the 2027 general elections.
Will Peter Obi resign his membership of Labour Party to join the ADC?
Did you also hear now that PDP is asking for him?
Wait,
I'm just giving you an answer. ADC is asking for him. ADP is asking for him.
Okay,
A lot of
let me
political
rephrase
parties
my
are
question.
No, I heard you very well. I heard you very well.
From Labour Party, either join the PDP or the Labour Party ahead of...
When the time, so that let the audience hear us. When the time comes, when he made his pronouncement that he's joining for 2027 general election, when the time comes, he will make his position known.
So he's still building capacity.
And people are gravitating and choosing him. They are loving him like shawarma. So that is the difference.
Let's talk a bit about the obedience movement.
Yes.
For some people, they see this group of people as permit me to use the word, hot on social media. Whoever disagrees with your principle, you come after the person. Even if the person was a former obedient person, member, and suddenly he deviates and criticizes, they come for the person. You still remember the case of Professor Wole Soyinka? That
was he an obedient?
They descended on him.
Was he an obedient?
Yeah, the obedient people came on him.
Let me explain this. Even Peter Obi himself is not insulated from people challenging him. And that is the reason why he is the only presidential candidate that has been able to meet up with the younger generation on Twitter space to discuss issues frontally. Where he is right, they give him kudos. Where he is wrong, he apologizes. Where he is also trying to make amen, he makes amen. That is the quality of a true leader. We don't have them in many like this.
Mr. Peter will be the leader of the obedience.
Of course he is.
Has he ever, have you ever, is there a place where he has ever called obedience to order? That no, this action you are taking, this mob action,
it's about the people.
He has not been able to do that.
No.
I'm telling you what people are saying. People are saying that he has no control over the group he's leading.
Let me tell you something. Maybe you don't understand the content of...
No, it's not me. It's what people are saying.
And probably then this is an opportunity for me to share more light. You remember way back then, some years ago, where our youth involved in politicking in Nigeria? Many of them are not. They don't really care what you people do. But all of a sudden came the emergence of the message of Mr. Peter Obi. It resonated with them. 12.5 million of them registered. Many of them came from abroad to come and join Nigeria. And you know, all of us are aware, where Nigerian money is being shared pro bono by people that we're supposed to have voted for or put in position of power. And so they came together and said, we will continue to demand for good governance in this country. And they don't really care who ox is God. They are not violent. They will take you up on fact and figure. They will communicate with you. When you are doing the right thing, they will give you kudos. Where you are wrong, they will tell you and they will face you squarely. And that is what we lack in our democratic system.
I don't know what you're working towards 2027. Are you building such structure, or you just have online obedience that are rooting for him, but when it comes to underground work, they're not there? Is that what he's working towards 2026? Is that the kind of consultation he's building?
I took over leadership of the obedient movement in September. In the next September, I'll be 1 year. Within that particular period, we've already shifted our structures from social media to physical structure. I can tell you for one, number one, the National Coordinating Council of the obedient movement is already on ground to be even rejigged to give it more power. Secondly, we have Directorate of Membership of the obedient movement who is already up and running. We've already opened up a portal for registration, physical registration.
So who is financing this?
Let me continue. We at the moment now we have almost all the states. They have coordinators with team of people.
So how are you financing this structure?
And even to the world, let me tell you, that is the beauty of the obedient movement. It is self-funded. We did a program on the 19th of July, of the birthday of His Excellency Peter Obi. Obi did not give us one kobo. Everybody donated. That is the beauty of the standard of democracy that you got around the world.
He's not going to consult with them with some empowerment?
No. That is the difference.
He does not believe in empowerment.
Let me tell you, the difference of the coalition and Peter Obi kinds of politics is different. When I go to greet a monarch, it is normal in our tradition. I bring something like probably
like cola. Infrastructure.
No, nothing like that, because you don't need to go with that. You can only come with some
a hungry community?
No. Listen to me. And a hungry community, when you come with your incentive. I'm just telling you what he has done. He has been able to build boreholes. In Gombe, for example, I'm telling you, in Gombe, he built borehole. in the borehole that he built up to tomorrow, when they don't have water around, they tell you, go to Peter Obi borehole and get me water. And it's all around the northern part of the country. You can fact check this. These are not created. I've been part of it. So you see, all of this community, when you visit even the emir, of course you do what is right on homage to the
Just
leader.
one more question.
Please go ahead.
If it comes, the push comes to shove, will Peter Obi step down for Atiku Abubakar?
That is not even put on the table at all.
Thank you so much, Tanko Yunusa.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. God bless you.
And that is all time will permit us to take on this particular edition of Fireworks. Make it again another opportunity next time. Remember, we always put them under check.